Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So today, another highly requested foundation review, and I'm actually really excited to try this one. So we are trying the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. Now I have two shades here. I have number, what is it? I have number 5 and number 8. So I'm gonna see, like, you know how foundation works. I need it to match. Yeah, so we're going to try that today. I recently did the review of the KVD Good Apple foundation, so you can go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a link below for you. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. My name's Robert. I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life, and it is my goal here to help you become a pro yourself or just someone who's really good at makeup. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then please do consider subscribing. Jesus. So I have prepped my skin how I would usually. Nothing crazy, no texture changing primers, nothing like that. I basically just moisturize my skin. And the way this is going to work, I'm going to put this foundation on now, kind of match my color and kind of get the first impressions and see how it sits. I'm then going to film a different video. I'm going to be reviewing an eyeshadow palette. I'm going to film a different video reviewing a different product, and then I'll see how the foundation has sat after that as well and update you here in this video. And when I'm editing, I do spend a whole day editing. I will wear the foundation all day, prep my skin in exactly the same way, use the same foundation and see how it sits on the skin. So we have like a whole day update. When I did the KVD foundation, the update, like the day review, lasted about 3 hours because then it was like coming off my skin. Okay, let's take a look. So these are the bottles here. They are quite small, which is fine, I guess. Here's the deal. I'm not going to pretend I really like this just because other people do, and there are no filters on this video. I'm not going to pretend to be in shock at how smooth my skin is. I'm going to go for number 8. I'm going to apply with my fingers this side, a brush this side. Although with skin tints, you don't necessarily need a brush. Okay, so let's see what Fenty says about this foundation. So it is a blurring skin tint that delivers smooth, instantly blurred skin in just a few easy drops in 25 flexible options. Easy to apply, flexible skin tint that instantly evens out your complexion and gives a flattering blurred effect. Is it easy or ease? Whatever. Humidity, sweat, and transfer resist. Humidity resistant. Okay, so I'm just going to use a small brush. I'm not using like a flat foundation brush, mainly because I hate them. There's not really a smell to it. I thought it was going to have like, I always think with tinted moisturizers, we're going to get like a really summery smell. That's good coverage. That's really good coverage. Where's my mirror? If this is like as resistant to humidity and sweat as it says it is, then that is a very good product. It's nice to have that sheerer coverage and something not so heavy, especially when you are somewhere humid. I lived in Florida for 2 years and the humidity there just killed me off. So I very rarely wore foundation because it was so humid. I think this color's good. I don't mind going a tiny bit lighter with products like this. I find it oxidizes on my skin very quickly, which can be expected when you have oily skin, so it's nothing like terrible. Yeah, it goes on really nicely with a brush. We'll try my fingers in a minute. It says it's flexible, so I'm going to use it like up around my eye area here. I am having a bit of an issue here around my nose. It is kind of sitting in the more dehydrated and porous areas that tend to be a little bit more textured. So let's try it with fingers, and I feel like maybe I can warm up the product a little bit more. And perhaps it will sit better that way in those areas. So I'm going to tap those areas and use my body temperature just to kind of warm up that product and stop that cakiness. That is not looking very good there. Okay, I don't like it with fingers. I think I'm going to go in with a brush again. I think it applies better with the brush. It just feels more smoother. So if you ever get like this cakiness, just go in with your finger and kind of use that body heat from your fingers to blend it out a little bit more. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I am going to try a primer on the nose, because if this foundation had just smoothed out the skin, then it'll be good. But I kind of want to prime But I'll use a pore like smoothing primer that I usually use when my nose is having a bad time. I don't want to blame the foundation just yet. Because here's the deal, everywhere else is fine. It's just my nose. So we'll go in with the Poreless Putty primer from e.l.f. I'm really going to push this into these areas. I'm going to try not to disturb the area so much, so I'm literally just going to bounce this off instead of like rubbing. I think it looks good. Everywhere else, though, it looks really nice and smooth. And I mean, this isn't just this foundation issue. I have this problem often with foundations. It's slightly better, but it does still have a little bit of texture to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it sit on my skin and let it kind of warm up slightly to my skin and kind of do what it needs to do. I don't know if you can see, just slightly around the nose. It looks better than it did before, but it's still very slightly textured everywhere. I don't know what to do. I feel like I can't leave my nose like this but to film another video, but then I also don't want to... Honestly. This is fine. You know, this is so irritating. It's me again. So what I kind of observed on my nose is that the way the foundation wasn't really grasping to the skin, basically. And it wasn't so much for pore texture. So what I'm going to do is I still want that area to be hydrated and I still want it to be ready and kind of prepped for foundation. So what I'm going to use is just a serum underneath. That way I get hydration. It is absorbed quicker and hopefully it won't leave like a layer on top of my skin. So let's go for the 4-Fray Turmeric Serum. I'm just going to use a tiny bit. Just make sure it's really worked into those areas. And serums are great under foundation, not serums that have like active ingredients or like AHAs, BHAs, but just a regular kind of hydrating serum, especially if you have oilier skin and you want to use more hydrating products, but you don't want to be like over hydrated. So let's give that another go. Much better, so much better. Okay, so when you're using this product, for me, anyway, this is my experience with it, do consider the texture of your skin underneath, what primers you're using, nothing too slippy, nothing too hydrating. Something that's a little bit more leaves your skin with almost like that tacky texture, not silky, not smooth. We don't want it to be wet or too overly hydrated. If you have more textured skin, that's so much better. Okay, cool, we got it. So you can most definitely still see my skin underneath, which I personally don't mind. So I'm going to film this other video now. I'm going to let this sit on my skin. I'm going to do like eye makeup and a full face of makeup. So when I come back, I'll kind of let you know how it sat. And then when I'm editing this, I will do a whole day without interference on the product at all. And that includes powder. There was a few comments on my KVD review about I didn't give it the product a chance. I didn't use powder. My skin breaks down foundation from my oil. So from my skin outwards, whatever I put on top of my foundation isn't going to help. Let's be real. It's my skin prep underneath. When I use too much powder, I get this really congealed, really nasty texture. So I want to give the foundation the benefit of a doubt and you know, a head start in life. So if I'm reviewing a foundation, I'll use it on camera to stop shine, but if I'm going to review it for a full day, I'm not going to powder because I know my skin at the moment does better without it and the foundation would look better without it. If I was to put powder on this nose texture, can you imagine the excess texture? No, thank you. Okay. I'll see you soon. Okay, so I just finished filming this video where I did this look using the Beautopsy palette by Hindash, and I'm not very impressed with the way the foundation is sitting on my skin at the moment. On my forehead, it's still not sitting so great. I don't really like the texture. I'm a little bit disappointed with the whole thing. Here's what I'm gonna do. So when I wear this for the whole day, I'm gonna prep my skin in a way that I would for my oily skin, one side and the other side not. So we'll see how that works. At the moment, I'm like, you know what? It was a great tint of foundation. Other than that, I'm a bit 50-50 about it at the moment. I'm not impressed and I'm not under impressed. But we'll see. I'll keep you updated. So I'll put in that day right here. So I've just put on the foundation. I didn't have as much trouble as I did before when I did it the other day. It was kind of sitting in my pores and stuff like that, but I used some good skincare this morning. Not that I didn't use good skincare then, but I used something a little bit more hydrating on my skin, and it is sitting better in the pores around my nose. Sorry about my eyebrows. I forgot I was filming this and I didn't sort them out. So you can still see my natural skin texture, which is great. We like that because skin has texture. It's not sitting as much in texture today. I did just use my fingers to apply it and just kind of tapped in the areas where my skin was slightly more textured. That's enough coverage for me. I think it looks nice. It's how I like my foundation to look in everyday life. On camera, I might want something a little bit more full coverage, but so far, so good. So it is currently about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. I'm going to wear this for as long as I can. I have put some on my eyelids and under my eyes, and I have really sensitive eyes when it comes to liquids. I don't know why I did it. Eyes are feeling a little bit sensitive right now, so I'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, so far so good, and I'll check in a few hours' time. Okay, so I look really haggard. I've been cleaning my whole beauty room. I've been doing things, building stuff, sweating. I've walked up and downstairs a million times, taking rubbish downstairs, and I actually have to give it to the foundation, considering what I've been doing. It has lasted really well. It's an hour later. I do have a bit of shine on my nose and I have a bit of shine on my forehead, but do bear in mind that this foundation is maybe not for my skin type. I'm extremely oily, and it has held up really, really well so far. So that's an hour later. I do give this foundation maybe another 2 hours until I think it may be just gone from my face, but we will see. So yeah, sitting well so far. I still have that coverage, but yeah, just a bit of shine, but that's never bad. Some people like a bit of shine. This is probably also sweat, but it does say it is sweat resistant, right? And humidity resistant. So I think that's pretty true. Oh, I have to say, so I had to wipe it off my eyelids. I never put foundation around my eyes anyway. It's always concealer under the eye, never foundation, even if I'm just wearing foundation. And I'll use an eye primer on my eyelid, even if I'm not going to wear eyeshadow. That's a flesh tone, my kind of flesh tone, just because I feel like foundation isn't meant to go around the eyes. My eyes are super sensitive if I use a cream product on my eye. If there's anything you have to mix with a liquid to kind of activate it, I do get like sensitive eyes. They don't really sting, but oh my god, my eyes were stinging. I had to wipe it off. It felt like I had something under my eye and I was like this the whole time. So if you do have sensitive eyes, do just be careful around the eye area. They are still a little bit sore. I did take the foundation right up here, so just a warning if you do have sensitive eyes. But again, I quite like the way this looks, and I didn't mention that at first. This is a new setup for me, and right in front of me, right there's a window, and I have natural lighting coming in from that window throughout the whole day. The sun is on the other side of the house, so this lighting stays consistent throughout the whole day. So that's why I wanted to face this window. Yeah, I think it looks okay. I can't get over my eyebrows, but I'm growing them out. Please just be on the journey with me. I can't do it alone. Okay, so another update. It is now... Oh shit, I left that a really long time. It is 4 hours later. I clean my brushes. And I was, you know, when you clean your brushes, you just can't be able to do anything else ever. So I just sat on the sofa for ages. But we're holding up really, really well. I am really shiny. And I'm looking at my face and thinking, is there still product on my face? I'm not sure, because in some areas, you can see around my nose here, it's starting to become... it's starting to go back to my normal kind of skin. But there's definitely some... It feels like there's something on my face. It's holding up well. I think this is probably going to be the last update, I think, because now, I mean, if I just wipe the side of my face here... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I feel okay. Here's my like summary. I feel like if you have a combination skin or a skin type that isn't dramatically oily or dramatically dry or dehydrated, I feel like this will be a perfect foundation for you. Mixed with, like, for example, I didn't wear face powder and I'm extremely oily. I don't usually wear face powder anyway with foundations throughout the day, only when I'm on camera. If you do want to powder throughout the day, and if you prime in a way that's really going to hold on to your foundation, then I think this would be a really great foundation for you. Okay, so I'm oily, and this morning, the way I kind of did my face was I used an oil this morning, and I don't usually do that during the day because I'm like, especially under foundation, being an oily person. I know I want to keep my skin hydrated, but my oils are for nighttime, for evening. And when I'm wearing foundation, especially something that's a little bit more hydrating, I'm like, right, let's mattify. This has held up really, really well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wipe one half of my face because I can't actually tell if I have makeup on anymore. The big giveaway would be my nose because it usually is really red. Oh, I guess I do have makeup on still. Okay, you know what? Okay, yeah. So it's really held up. I have sun damage on my face here, and my nose is really red. You can see like a line down my nose where I took off the makeup. I like it. I like the subtleness of it. Yeah, I think I would recommend this. Oily skin, be very wary. Dry skin, I would still kind of verge on being wary, but make sure you prep your skin correctly and really hydrate because I feel like it did kind of grip to textured skin. Sorry, by texture, I mean like maybe dehydrated or dry, like flaky skin. Whereas I think if you're that in between, then I think this would be perfect for you. Really, really nice foundation. It's lasted a long time. Especially on my oily skin, it's lasted a very long time. And considering what I've done today, I feel like it would have just fallen off my face. But it's done really, really well. Okay. So that was the new foundation from Fenty Beauty. Let me know what you think. Have you tried this foundation? I would love to know your thoughts, how it sat on your skin. I think when we see a lot of reviews or a lot of quick reviews, like when we see it on Instagram Reels or TikTok, we see that instant application and how impressed people are with the instant application, and then we don't hear anything else, so we kind of like get excited about something, and it can be quite disappointing when it doesn't work out for us. But like I said, let me know if you've tried this foundation and what you think. I would love to hear your opinions. Thank you so much for joining me. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please consider subscribing, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.